Hello and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I thought it would be interesting to do an energy check, a you versus them energy check, where we are going to tap into your individual energies and then like your current energy right now, and then we're going to get some advice from Spirit about what to do about this connection. So I have filmed a video like this before. I wasn't quite sure how it turned out. And then I know sometimes when I watch other tarot readers' videos on this topic, it doesn't quite resonate for me. So I'm just trying it out. We're just going to have fun with it. We're going to see whatever comes out in the cards, and hopefully it will resonate for you. And with that said, please feel free to pause the video, pick whichever card is speaking the most to you, and let's get into today's reading. Hello Pile 1 and welcome to your reading where we are doing a you versus them energy check. I will say that I'm not super experienced with this type of reading, so I'm just going to do my best. We'll see whatever messages come out in the cards. Hopefully they will resonate for you. I will also say that sometimes in like reading where we are tapping into two different people's energies, sometimes the energies are reversed. So we're going to do it as person A in the connection and person B in the connection, and then it would be up to you to decide, you know, if you resonate more as person A or person B, and we'll see what comes out in the cards. So I have pulled cards to represent both people's energy. So person A is being represented, this is interesting, as the moon. This card is associated with Rainbow Moonstone, which I like. It's a very nice crystal, and it says, my intuition guides me to the right decision. So right off the bat, I would say that person A comes off as a little bit mysterious. There is a divine feminine energy here. The moon is associated with Cancer, and I would also associate it with other water signs as well. There's a connection to spirituality, and with my intuition guides me to the right decision, I would say that person A is somebody who tends to follow their inner guidance, the guidance of spiritual wisdom, over doing something that might like seem right, or might be kind of like the more practical, logical decision. So that could even add to the air of mystery about this person, because it could come across to other people as like, what the heck is person A doing? Like, why are they doing that? You know, when it turns out that there was a spiritual or intuitive reason why person A has chosen to take a certain path of or course of action. That's like even if it only makes sense to person A, it's like that's still valid, to put it that way. And it's you know, giving me the sense of somebody who, being guided by the moon, does not need a lot of light to see. That's something that's coming through. Like, yeah, doesn't need a lot of light to see, because they're not guided by their senses. They're guided by intuition itself. And it's like a somebody who is naturally empathic, somebody who is a natural, highly intuitive, highly insightful person. So it's like somebody who can sense other people's motives, other people's energies, other people's feelings, like almost to like a supernatural degree. You know, could be that person A comes across as somebody who just knows things. You know, it's like, how did you know that? How could you even have known that? And the answer is just it's intuitive. It's an intuitive, innate skill that person A has always had, and I think that could be over the course of their life they have learned how to lean into that and really trust that as like a guidance from a divine source, an inner wisdom and a divine source. So we're going to get into person B, who is being represented as the Four of Pentacles. So it is much more practical energy over on this side. This is associated with Malachite, and it says, I trust I am always safe and protected. The Four of Pentacles, definitely a very like stable, grounded, secure energy, and because it's Pentacles associated with the practical, the material world, the person B who's being represented here might be you know, whereas person A is very highly spiritually evolved, like willing to trust divine guidance, leaning into spirituality. Person B might be much more practical, like much more you know, I believe it when I see it type of energy. And person B is giving off like a, you know, a very grounded, very stable, like you know, like a rock in a river, you know, like things just tend to roll on by person B, because they are coming across as somebody who has a very stable root chakra. Just like knowing that they are safe and protected, they feel stable and comfortable where they are, and it's an energy of feeling peaceful and content. So, and it's because person B is grounded and secure in themselves. And there could also be, like, how do I put this? There's a sense of contentedness and not like knowing and feeling that they do not need to always keep striving for more. I mean, the word that's coming into my head is unambitious, but but it's not a bad thing. Like it's more just like I'm happy where I am. Like I have achieved a level of stability, and I'm happy here. And I don't see the need or the reason to move on from this place, because I'm happy and comfortable and safe, and that's all that I need to be. And I think that yeah, I think coming through as a positive message. However, you know, with it, there is also, you know, some downsides that comes with both of these energies. You know, if there's a mismatch or an incompatibility, like I could see how these two might be kind of like an opposites attract kind of energy, where we have the very grounded, stable, practical, rooted energy of the Four of Pentacles, and then we have the more like esoteric, ethereal, emotional energy of the Moon, a highly spiritual energy of the Moon. I could see how these two energies would be attracted to each other, because the Moon person's pulling the Four of Pentacles out of their comfort zone, and the Four of Pentacles is helping the Moon ground all of their thoughts and feelings and spiritual things into the physical world. And so I think that I could definitely see how these two energies would be attracted to each other. I could also see how they might clash, and there might be some like relational issues that come up from the difference in the energies here. I think that if there is a downside to the energy of the Moon card, it would be that it can be sometimes feel like this person's a little bit inaccessible, just because there is the air of mystery to the Moon. There's a kind of like an unreachability, to put it that way. There's an unknown side to the Moon, and perhaps an unknowable side. And there's nothing inherently wrong with that, but it could be for somebody who is as practical as being represented by the Four of Pentacles, just might not understand that, might not be able to come to an understanding or acceptance about that. And it could be like the Moon's not necessarily trying to hide something, but there's maybe a question about that in the mind of person B. And then the person B here might be a little bit stubborn, you know. It could be that, you know, if person A was like it's great to feel happy where you are, and to have a sense of peace and groundedness wherever you are, and to just, you know, to just happy existing in your current state. And at the same time, like, it's also okay to want to move on. It's also okay to want more, and to ask for more, and to have more ambitious and lofty goals. Like, it's okay to do that as well. And so that might be something that maybe was a little bit frustrating for person A, was that person B might have been like a little bit stubborn or immovable, or like just not willing to change or adapt or compromise, especially if something was threatening that feeling of safety or security of like, I just want to remain in the status quo that might be being represented here. So with that said, we are going to get an energy check. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull two tarot cards for person A and for person B. That's going to represent each person's current energy. So as of right now, this person A's current energy spirit. Okay. So, okay, we have the Tower and the Seven of Cups. Okay, definitely person A is going through a period of change, for sure. That is, and it's creating a situation where yeah, and it's an interesting contrast to this energy of person B. Things are shifting and changing for person A in a way that was maybe unexpected or shocking or all at once. You know, overwhelming. There's overwhelming change going on for person A right now. That's how I would put it. And honestly, there might be something that is shaking the foundation of person A's faith. And I'm being drawn to give that message because the Tower is number 16, which reduces to 7, and then we have the 7 of Cups. And 7 is a number that is associated with spirituality. And if we're having a Tower moment that's leading to a 7 of Cups, it might be connected to this person. Something has happened that has shaken their faith. And it's just shaken. It might be very temporary because I'm getting the sense that person A is very connected to their spirituality, and I don't think there's something that is happening that is going to completely take them away from that. Again, this isn't an innate part of who person A is their connection to spirit. It's something that cannot be removed from them. Whether they choose to ignore it or not is a different story, you know. But it's just an innate part of who person A is. But there's something has happened here that was just shocking for person A. Again, some destabilizing change has been happening for them with the Tower, and then the 7 of Cups leading to feelings of being overwhelmed, of there's too much going on. I don't know how to move forward. I don't know what path to take. How do I even begin to rebuild my sense of stability or security? How do I begin to rebuild a foundation after this has happened? There's so many different options and pathways that are open to me, and it could be something that it might not even be as serious as their life changing all at once, or their entire tower falling down, because Spirit's also showing me somebody moving to a new apartment and trying to pick a paint color. So it could be something a little bit more simple going on in person A's life, but it's still creating this feeling of, destabilization. Moving from one place to another place, literally moving your home, can be something that is destabilizing to the root chakra, because we're uprooting ourselves from something and putting ourselves in a different situation. And when we're moving, there's usually lots of choices and decisions that need to be made, and there can be a lot of stress that is related to that. So I think that this is the current energy is things are shifting and changing and happening all at once, and I'm feeling overwhelmed and confused, and there's a lot of emotions that are coming up, and as I was saying, it could be something a little bit lighter, or it could be something a little bit more serious that's going on in this person's life. As I was saying, that might have created a feeling where they might be questioning their spiritual guidance or questioning their connection to spirit. So it'd be up to you to decide, how this resonates, whether this resonates as your energy or maybe the other person, maybe some circumstances going on for you right now. But we will get into person B. What is person B's current energy? Okay. So we have that's the 4 of Swords. Okay, we have the 4 of Swords. So another 4 here. Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay. This person is just vibing right now. That is pretty cool. So I think one of the things I do like about using 2 different tarot decks is it's easy to get confirmations like this. We have the 4 of Swords and the 4 of Pentacles. But person B, again, they're just vibing. They haven't really changed. They're still kind of doing the same thing. With the 4 of Swords, we have a message about rest and recovery. They might have been through a period. I will say, with this type of reading, I think that a lot of people do watch these about an ex-romantic relationship, just to check in with their ex and see what's going on. If that's the case, then I think that with the 4 of Swords here, person B is still kind of processing. They're just kind of in a processing energy where they're, I think, not really moving forward at all. Whereas person A's energy is changing, their situation is changing drastically and their energy is changing to match. person B is they're not really doing anything. They're probably living in the same place. They're probably doing the same activities they've always done. They probably haven't like moved jobs or changed their physical circumstances. You know, with the Four of Pentacles twice, it's like being in the same situation, but that might resonate. If there have been like certain changes that have happened in this person's life, it has not affected their energy at all. They're still in the same energy that they were in. Again, like there's a confirmation with the Four of Pentacles. They're not really moving anywhere. They're not making any major changes. They're just kind of like happy where they are, and they're giving themselves an opportunity to rest, recover, heal, process, and it could even be that you know, it is giving me the sense the Four of Swords, like they're taking it easy on themselves. The Four of Pentacles, they might be taking it a little too easy on themselves. You know, like it is an energy of like I worked hard to get to this place of rest and recovery and safe haven, and I'm not going to move from here. Like a little bit of stubbornness. So, you know, but I mean, again, it would be up to you to kind of interpret how this resonates for you, whether you identify as person A or person B. Person B is not doing anything wrong. They're just, as I said, like just kind of vibing, you know, and feeling content and comfortable in their current circumstance because they have worked hard to achieve a level of security here where it could even be that they might have had to work hard to get to a place where it was safe for them to just kind of rest. You know, this is even relating to something that I would relate to in my personal life of you know, I moved halfway across the country that I live in because I needed to detach myself from certain interpersonal relationships that were in my hometown. And so it was important for me to have like a physical separation so that I could feel like, oh, I'm in a safe place. I'm like a couple of hour plane ride away from these people in relationships. I can relax now. I can let my guard down now. I can just be safe here because I know that this is my own safe haven. So there could even be an energy of that going on with person B. As I said, it's a general reading, so it would be up to you to interpret how this resonates for you. And then the last card that we are going to get for you is going to be an oracle card with a little bit of advice for this connection. Might be something that you already know or advice that you don't need, but we're just going to see what Spirit has to say. And we have the new moon in Virgo, which says a time to give rather than take. And that might resonate for you if you feel like you were doing the majority of the emotional labor in this connection. Then I think that the other person might be going through a cycle of learning where they are learning how to give and not just take in a connection. It could also be learning to give to yourself. Virgo, very much associated with self-care and taking care of your physical self, might be related to this Four of Pentacles energy. And it could also be, there could be a way to interpret this where might be that if person A is like an empath, like a strong empath, there could be a message about taking on other people's energies. And there might be a message of giving that energy back to yourself and making sure that you are tapping into what you want and need. If you resonate as person A, like yeah, getting in touch with their feelings so that they can make decisions and choices related to whatever this significant change has been. It's like let's give to ourselves. Let's make sure we're expressing things and advocating for ourselves rather than taking on other people's energy all the time. So with that said, I think that's where I'm going to leave your reading. Hopefully it has resonated and been a little bit insightful or helpful or provided some clarity or confirmation for you. If you did like it, please feel free to give it a like. Please comment down below. Let me know whether it did resonate for you. If you like my videos and you want to see more from me, you can feel free to subscribe to my channel. I also have a Patreon where I do different types of bonus content and an Etsy store where I am currently doing private readings. So if you're interested in either of those, the links will be in the description. And thank you very much for watching Pile 1, and I do hope to see you in my next video. Hello Pile 2, and welcome to your reading where we are doing a you versus them energy check-in. I am not too experienced with this type of reading, so I'm just going to do my best and we will see where the reading takes us. We are going to do it as person A over here, person B over there. We're going to get an overall energy for each person and then a more immediate energy check-in of like what is their energy right now. So with that said, we're going to start with person A, who is being represented by the Tower. And this card is associated with rutilated quartz and hematite. And it says, I surrender and know how to go forward. And with the energy of the Tower, this is giving me the sense that this is somebody who definitely very adaptable, can roll with the punches of life, you know, with I surrender and I know how to go forward. This is the energy of somebody who just always keeps moving. They just keep it trucking, you know, no matter what life throws their way. And they might have been through a lot in this lifetime, and they might also have initiated a lot of change for themselves in their life. This might be the type of energy of somebody who's kind of like a rolling stone, you know, a rolling stone gathers no moss, you know, just happy to move on to the next thing, like just, yeah, happy to keep it moving is really what I'm picking up here. And if there has been a lot of change or upheaval in this person's life so far, I think it has really kind of taught them a lesson that nothing is really permanent. And that might be kind of the approach that they take to life. And they might be really kind of like, you know, come as you are, living life in the moment type of person. And it's, you know, it could be a mixture of nature and nurture in terms of like, I think this is maybe a part of this person's like innate personality to continue to change and evolve and move forward and go through different iterations of themselves. And it could be that this is the type of person where, you know, when they get comfortable somewhere, they start to get maybe a little bit bored, you know. That this might be the energy of someone who has maybe a lot of Sagittarius placements or a lot of Scorpio placements, however that resonates. And at the same time, they might also have been through a lot of experiences that were destabilizing for them. And they maybe, you know, just have learned how to be very adaptable. And to just, as I said, like roll with the punches, you know, just keep on keeping on, you know, as best they can. So it might be like a combination of, I've learned how to be in this energy because of my life circumstance, and also I genuinely enjoy going out and seeing what's out there, and I genuinely am looking to switch things up when I get too comfortable. So it'll be up to you to decide whether you resonate more as person A or person B in this reading. It could be either or, it is a general reading. So person B's energy is being represented by the Four of Swords. So definitely kind of a contrast there. This card is associated with Sugalite, I believe it's pronounced. I'm not 100% sure about that. But it says, I take the time I need to rediscover my vitality. I love the way that that is worded. To rediscover my vitality. I like that. Yeah, the energy of the Four of Swords, like this card, like it can talk about like, yeah, giving yourself time to rest and recover from something, giving yourself time to reconnect with yourself, feeling like you don't need to be moving forward right now, that it's okay to remain in the status quo and do some healing work, do some inner work, you know, rediscovering your vitality and your zest and passion for life and for the adventure of life. And if this is representing person B's energy, it is a more stable energy, is a more peaceful energy, and it's an energy of if there could be a message for that person A and person B have been able to bond over shared experiences here. There like something upsetting, traumatizing, destabilizing might have happened in both of these people's lives. Like there's some crossover here in terms of the experiences that person A and person B have had. And I think the difference is person A wants to move on and person B wants to process wants to stay where they are and kind of like find a safe haven, settle down and process. Whereas person A is like, you know, I've come to terms with the tower falling down, and I want to move. I want to rebuild. I want to keep moving. So that would be kind of the difference in personality, I would say, between person A and person B, is how they choose to approach maybe a similar situation. And I would say, like, it's likely that both person A and person B have been through a lot so far in their lifetimes, and it has, yeah, it's just, there's just a different approach and response to how these two people process their experiences. So with that said, we're going to get some tarot cards for person A to describe their current energy. Okay. Okay, we have the Two of Cups. Oh. Okay, and we have the Knight of Pentacles. Okay. What's coming to me is person A is evaluating their approach to relationships. I think that they might be trying to find their soulmate or find the type of very healthy relationship that would be being represented by the Two of Cups, like an equal exchange, an equal partnership, where both people are giving equally to the connection, and it's very balanced and healthy and fulfilling for both people. And with this Knight of Pentacles kind of looking at this Two of Cups and taking notes, you know, it's like, what do I want for myself? What type of connection do I want to have? And, you know, the Two of Cups does talk about romantic love in particular, but it could even be just evaluating relationships in general and saying, like, how can I approach life in a way that attracts healthy and balanced connections towards me, and what can I do, like, on the daily? What daily practice, what routine can I get into that is going to help me achieve the types of relationships that I want to have? Can include romantic relationships, doesn't have to be. You know, I was getting the sense that I think person A is in an energy where I think they're like ready to go on the search for their next romantic connection, or maybe evaluating if they are currently in a romantic connection, maybe evaluating where they're at and saying, like, are there changes that I want to make here? And again, like, what actions can I take on a day-to-day basis that are going to help support having the best possible relationships in my life across the board? And I think that is a very healthy energy to be in. And I really like that. So that, I think, is, you know, person A's current energy and where they are currently focusing their attention. And they might even be like evaluating past relationships, past connections. Could even be, you know, if this is somebody that you are no longer in contact with, it could be that they are reevaluating their connection with you and kind of, you know, saying, like, okay, well, what worked and what didn't work about this? What changes can I make to my approach? That, you know, what could I have done in the past that would maybe have created a more equal connection? And so, yeah, I think that's a healthy energy to be in for person A. We are going to check in with person B. What can you tell me about person B's current energy? What is, okay. So we have the Queen of Swords, more swords energy, lots of air energy for person B so far. What energy is, okay. Oh, okay, and then we have the Knight of Wands. So person B is also also on the verge of taking some sort of action here. And I'm getting this, it's like a calculated step forward. How do I want to put this? The Knight of Pentacles and the Queen of Swords are both very practical energies. The Queen of Swords is somebody who makes decisions based on logic. You know, Queen of Swords has like very clear thinking and can clearly see, you know, like 10 steps ahead. Like, if I do X, it's going to lead to Y, which is going to lead to Z, you know, like a very strategic mind. The Knight of Pentacles is also methodical. It's more kind of like a, with the energy of the Tower, like this is a kind of like an easygoing type of energy, is what I'm picking up on. And like I'm just focusing on this right now. Whereas the Queen of Swords, it's like a very kind of like high level view of the entire chessboard, to put it that way, and is, yeah, like making moves that are going to affect things 10 steps ahead, you know, just very strategic thinker. That's what's coming through with this Queen of Swords, and they're about to move their knight. For, like, to use the chess analogy, this Knight of Wands, we're taking inspired action towards something that is supported by having an overall strategy about how to move forward. This is the Queen of Swords would represent somebody who is very intelligent, and I really like the idea that that intelligence is being supported by this self-care energy of the Four of Swords. This person B is somebody who I think maybe through life experience has had to learn how to prioritize their own needs, and their own self-care might not be something that that they like grew up with, or might not have been modeled to them, or they might have grown up in a situation where they were told that their needs, their wants, you know, their emotions were not important. And you know, with the Four of Swords, it's like giving that back to themselves and saying like, no, this is important. I am important, and therefore my needs and wants and desires are also important. And giving myself time to recover and practice self-care is important because I am important. You know, it's giving me that kind of energy. And what I like about that is the Four of Swords person B, having taken the time to rediscover their vitality, being represented by the Knight of Wands here, giving themselves time to process their experiences and their feelings and recover, like just like rest, and knowing that they don't need to move forward until they are perfectly ready to do so. You know, it's like a really empowered energy that I like. And it's an energy that as like processing your emotions and then embracing the energy of the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords is a little bit emotionally detached, you know, is able to compartmentalize and as I like make moves that are strategic and not based in what am I feeling in the moment. Whereas the person A might be a little bit more of an emotional decision maker, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with either approach, but it's just a difference in personality. And I think that if this is person B's current energy, they are right about to execute a plan. Something I think that they have been considering for a long time, something they've put a considerable amount of time and like whatever insights and wisdoms and healing work that they have been able to achieve through giving themselves time to recover from something, they are applying that knowledge when they are choosing to move forward. And as it's like, this is like, I am taking inspired action that is supported by my logical mind. And the Knight of Wands is also like, I'm about to go out and have fun. The Knight of Wands, definitely a social energy, charismatic, fun-loving, and adventurous. Kind of like it's like a calculated risk taker. Like, I have weighed the pros and cons. I've done the cost-benefit analysis in my Queen of Swords energy, and now I'm going to take that leap of faith with the Knight of Wands and just go out and see what's out there and put that foot forward and say, like, I'm ready to travel. I'm ready to meet new people. I'm ready to have new experiences. I have rediscovered my vitality. I'm feeling very vital and passionate and excited. And I'm once again excited about life. And I'm also making decisions that are in alignment with my 2-year plan, my 5-year plan, my 10-year plan. And it starts by opening this door to new experiences that is being represented by the Knight of Wands, which I really like. And then the last thing that I want to say about person B's energy is they might also have had to learn how to communicate. You know, I was saying like advocacy, the Queen of the Swords in general and the Queen of Swords in particular is about very clear and direct communication. And the Knight of Wands, I would say, is it's a sociable, charismatic energy. The Knight of Wands is somebody who does usually have a strong understanding of social cues and things like that. And so I'm going out, I'm having fun, I'm not taking things too seriously. And I also have a backbone of steel where, you know, I know that I am clearly communicating what I want out of these experiences. And again, that's coming through as a very empowered energy, which I love. So with that said, we're going to get your last oracle card, which is going to be advice for this connection. It might be something that you already know. I don't know what Spirit's going to say about this connection, but we'll see. Okay, we have the new moon in Taurus, which says prosperity lies ahead. And so I will say, I'm not sure, if this is somebody, if we're checking in with somebody's energy, it might be somebody that you are no longer in contact with. It might be somebody that you are in contact with, and you just kind of want to see how they're feeling. Whatever it is, I'm getting the sense that neither person is really kind of fixated on this connection, which that might resonate with you, might not. Or it could be, if you identify as person A, maybe you might be evaluating this connection and trying to process what happened. Either way, I would say that with both of these nights here, and then this new moon and prosperity lies ahead, I think that both people in this connection are about to start a new phase that is going to lead to prosperity, because, as I was saying, I think both people in this connection are currently in a really healthy place. And I really like that. I think that's great. With the Knight of Pentacles, there might be some monetary gain coming in for person A, although that, maybe not, maybe connected with Taurus, the second house, however that resonates. And I was like, this is a very powerful energy as well of attracting abundance in towards person B. So again, I think prosperity lies ahead. I think that's prosperity in terms of social life, relationships, new developments in those areas, and I think there might also be financial prosperity that might be coming in, and with the energy of the Tower, and then the kind of stable, secure energy of Taurus, and then the energy of resting and recovering, I think that both people are getting to a place where they are in kind of like a stable, grounded energy, which I also really like. So I would just take this as like confirmation and reassurance from Spirit. I don't think either person is really doing anything wrong here, and I think it's a pretty beautiful message for you. So with that said, I hope that you have enjoyed this reading. If you did like it, please feel free to give it a like. Please comment down below and let me know how it resonated for you. If you like my channel and you want to see more from me, you can feel free to subscribe. I also have Patreon, where I post different types of bonus content, and an Etsy store where I am currently doing private readings. So if you're interested in either of those, the links will be in the description. And thank you very much for watching Pile 2, and I do hope to see you in my next video. Hello Pile 3, and welcome to your reading, where we are doing an energy check with your energy versus their energy. And I want to say that I actually have to refilm your pile, and it's about like a week after I filmed the other two piles, so I'm sorry if it's a little bit different. And the reason for that is I actually lost the footage. When I sat down to edit the video, and I realized I had lost the footage for Pile 3. For some reason, I don't know. And it's interesting because that has never happened before. I've had to like delete footage for various reasons, and there are some videos that I just scrapped because the messages weren't helpful, or whatever. But this is the first time where I've sat down and I opened the folder where I put the video files, and the files for Pile 3 just were not there. And so I think that the reason why I'm talking about that, instead of I could have just refilmed it and not said anything, is because I think the fact that there was originally a different message for your pile is perhaps significant, and it might be an indication that if you believe in this, if this resonates for you, and if this is consistent with your spiritual beliefs, one or the other of you in this connection might have shifted or jumped timelines. And so the messages that were originally intended for Pile 3 were no longer relevant. And so they've disappeared into the ether. And now we're redoing your pile with different energies on both sides. So I just take that however it resonates. If it does resonate, if it doesn't, don't worry about it. It could just be totally a technical glitch. Whatever is consistent with your worldview. But I did want to talk about it because I think it's interesting, and I think it could be relevant that like one or the other of you in this connection has maybe shifted onto a different timeline. And so, yeah, I wanted to bring that up and talk about it. With that said, I'm also not super experienced with doing like a you versus them style reading. So we're just going to do our best and see whatever comes out in the cards. We're going to start with person A in this connection, and then we're going to move into person B. And I will say that it's possible in this type of a reading that that you will resonate more with person A, or you will resonate more with person B, being your energy, and vice versa. So if the energies are switched, I wouldn't worry about it. And if neither of them are resonating for you, then this might not be your pile. So with that long blurb out of the way, let's start with person A's energy. And we have them being represented by the Nine of Cups, which is associated with aquamarine. And it says, I trust in the flow of life. And I love this energy. It talks to me about somebody who is naturally attracting abundance just because of their energy. Like, this is strong manifestation energy. Nine of Cups is associated with manifestation, and it's like unconscious or unintentional manifestation, just because this person trusts in the flow of life. Like, they trust in their own abundance, and it's giving me peaceful, calm, happy, just vibing. Somebody whose cup is always half full, very positive, looking on the bright side of life, wanting to believe the best of other people, and that the best things are yet to come. And yeah, it's just giving me a very like positive, hopeful, fulfilled energy. And the energy of somebody who I think could easily weather an emotional storm, because there's also kind of a groundedness here as well. And with this being a Cups card, I think this also talks to me about somebody who is like naturally positive and abundant, but might also have had to work for a while to get to a place of being able to fill their own cup. So being able to find emotional fulfillment and peace and satisfaction wherever they are, no matter the external circumstances, because they've been able to reach a certain level of calm and peace and zen internally. And so they're always showing up everywhere with 9 full cups because they've filled those cups themselves. And so I think that would talk to me about somebody who's been maybe on a spiritual journey up until this point and has really been leaning into doing emotional healing work. This is talking to me about somebody who is naturally intuitive and is very connected with their emotions. I think that this is coming through as somebody who's insightful and insightful at the very least into themselves and their own behaviors and motivations, and also probably pretty insightful into the motivations and inner mind of other people. And I think that that's something that has really kind of served this person well in terms of their spiritual journey. And with I trust in the flow of life, that's giving me the idea that this person has learned how to be easygoing and has learned how to trust in the guidance of spirit and of their intuition. There's a certain element of faith required here of trusting in the flow of life, trusting the process, trusting that, you know, even if it's like everything is not okay right now in this moment, that it will be okay again. You know, things will work themselves out eventually. And having that type of mindset, I think, has really attracted a lot of abundance into this person's life so far. So that's what I'm seeing in terms of person A's energy. And then we're going to move on to person B, who's being represented here with the Seven of Cups. So lots of cups energy, and there are different energies, but they're both associated with aquamarine. This would talk to me about being connected on an emotional level, or being able to connect with each other because there are similarities. There's a baseline of similarity between the two of you, the two people being represented here. The Seven of Cups associated with aquamarine, and it says, I trust myself to see the truth. And that's interesting because I trust in the flow of life. We have I trust in the flow of life, and then I trust myself to see the truth. This person B's energy might be a little bit more self-reliant, whereas not that person A is not self-reliant, but there's maybe a bit more of a willingness to hand things over, surrender things to spirit, whereas with the Seven of Cups person might be a little bit more like, I need to manage these things. And the Seven of Cups can talk about feeling confused and overwhelmed. It can talk about having a lot of different options or ideas. There's a lot going on emotionally, and that can lead to a feeling of being overwhelmed, feeling confused, feeling emotionally confused, feeling like you don't know where to go or which option to pick or which pathway to go down, because there's a lot going on. This might be the type of person who maybe has trouble figuring out or communicating their feelings, or just there's a little bit of emotional disorganization or emotional dysregulation with this person that might resonate for you, either as your energy or something that you would recognize about this person. Might be something that is reminding me of one of the symptoms of maybe like ADHD, where there might be some trouble regulating emotions, where there's so much going on in this person's mind all the time that it's hard to filter out the truth. It's hard to filter out, how do I actually feel about this circumstance right now, when there's like 7 other things going on in my mind at the same time. It can be hard to kind of pare that down to just one thing, and I think that might be something that person B has had to learn how to manage. If that resonates, it's like I trust myself to see the truth. There could even be like one of person B's life lessons in this lifetime might be learning how to trust themselves. It might be learning how to how do I put this? Learning how to be okay with following their intuition, even when there's other options and things. So it's giving me this like almost like analysis paralysis. Like there's so many things to consider that I don't know how to narrow down this information, and at a certain point I just have to say, okay, if I'm feeling drawn to one option, I'm just gonna go with it. And I'm just gonna see however it turns out, because that's just, I'm gonna whatever the option I pick, I'm gonna receive more information after I move forward with it, and then that will help narrow things down in the long run. So I don't know if that resonates for you. I don't know if you would recognize that as maybe part of this person's energy or their behavior. If you would recognize that maybe as something that you have dealt with. It's just like feeling like your feelings are a lot, maybe, and it can be difficult to maybe settle into the more calm Zen energy of this 9 of Cups person. That could even be maybe a little bit of what had attracted the two of you together initially. Was I think that person A has really been able to help person B kind of like, get to a place where they are learning to trust themselves, and maybe they're, again, I'm getting a very kind of calm energy from person A, like a emotionally settled, emotionally regulated energy, and that might have been very helpful for person B. And then the benefit, I think, for person A would have been, I'm so happy to share and be able to help somebody else kind of get into the trusting the flow of life, being able to trust themselves. And then I think that person B might have been able to help person A, because I think, the people I've known in my life who I would identify as, having some of these traits being represented as person B, usually pretty vibrant people, person B might be the type of person who feels all of their feelings very strongly. And that can be attractive to somebody in person A's energy, because this is calm and settled, and it's like, to be around somebody who feels all of their emotions so deeply. Yes, it can be, difficult to live in this energy, I think, sometimes, but, that can be attractive to be around, because it's a very vibrant and tapped in way to experience life. So I don't know how that resonates. So those are the messages that are coming through in terms of these two people's energies. And now we're going to get some cards that are representing like an energetic check-in for person A's energy right now, today, in this moment when you're watching. So, okay, we have the 5 of Cups. Okay. Move these up a little. So right off the bat, person A might be going through a tough time right now. it might be relying on, you know, their inner sense of calm, groundedness, emotional regulation to process whatever's happening here on the Five of Cups. What can you tell me about that? Okay. Okay, and then we have the Ace of Cups. Okay, so this to me would talk about processing a loss, perhaps a loss of a relationship, perhaps a different type of loss. With the Ace of Cups here, first of all, lots of cups energy. This person is definitely very connected with their emotions, going through a lot of emotional stuff. And this person might be a water sign or have like significant water placements. And person B might as well. So just take it however it resonates. Five of Cups can talk about going through a period of mourning after having lost something, having the need to give yourself time to grieve over something that has been lost, or you know, and that can be, you know, again, a relationship, an opportunity. It could be the loss of somebody, like a loved one, in terms of somebody might have passed away. And it's saying, I'm going to give myself time to process and grieve and mourn over these cups that have spilled something. I've lost something here. And then when I am ready to move forward, I'm going to refocus on these cups that I still have. I'm going to refocus on picking myself back up and starting somewhere new. With the Ace of Cups, we're starting a new emotional cycle. We've processed our feelings about whatever's going on here with the Five of Cups, and now we are starting over. And this, you know, if it is related to a relationship, it might have been something that was painful for this person, you know, and I do think that it's almost giving me kind of like, you know, as positive and hopeful and easygoing as this person usually is, they, I think, are also somebody, and maybe that's a point of commonality here between these two people, they feel their feelings very deeply too. When they're in their feelings, they are deeply in their feelings. It's giving me the idea, the phrase, still waters run deep. You know, this person is I think, naturally inclined to look on the brighter side of life, but when they need to be sad about something, they really, when trusting in the flow of life, they let themselves feel their feelings. And then when they're ready to move on to something new, they say, okay, this was sad. I'm going to accept that this thing happened. I'm going to move forward with hope and positivity. So they might be, if they lost a relationship, might be ready to start a new relationship, or just be in the beginning of processes of that, of like looking for a new connection. Might be something that resonates, or it's just starting a new cycle. You know, we're letting go of this, we're starting again at the Ace, and like ready to open our heart chakra back up to other connections as well. This might represent a period of time when this person was a little isolated maybe, or relying on friends for support, but not really ready to connect with new people. And I think the message here is that they are getting to a place where they have healed and been able to let go as much as possible of whatever happened on the Five of Cups. And so now we're going to tap into person B. Okay. All right, they both fell out immediately. One of them fell into my lap. Okay, we have the Two of Pentacles, and we have the Three of Pentacles. Okay, very nice. So some Pentacles energy here. And you know, it's interesting that this person's overall energy is being represented by the Seven of Cups, which can talk about feeling overwhelmed and confused. And then we have the Two of Pentacles, which can also talk about being overwhelmed. It's in a different sense. It's because it's Pentacles also talking more about like the physical world in terms of trying to balance or manage responsibilities. It could be that this is the type of situation where this person might be working a job and going to school and managing their family life, and you know, they have a lot on their plate. It can be a struggle to balance everything when the Two of Pentacles comes out, and you know, and it's kind of like we're making it work one day at a time, taking a bit of a more grounded approach to it, you know, but it does talk about like it's not easy. And I think that they've been going through a period of time where they've had a lot on their plate, and they're just working day by day to try to balance everything. It's a bit of a balancing act for this person in terms of the physical, practical part of their life. And then we have the Three of Pentacles, which talks about, in opposition to the Two of Pentacles, I think, where these people are just watching this rabbit balance these pentacles. They're not actually really helping. Whereas with the Three of Pentacles, this talks about like teamwork, working together towards a common goal, having people coming in to help you with something. And it can be related to career. These are Pentacles cards, could be talking about feeling like you have to do everything on your own and it's really hard to balance everything. And then having somebody come in to help you kind of carry the load, like to come in to help you. These fairies are working together with this person to collect these lilies. We're working together towards a common goal, and it can be that maybe person B has asked for help, or people have just like come in and seen that this was a hard struggle and came in and volunteered to help and said like listen, let me help you, and I think that is this represents like a positive shift from feeling like, oh, this is really a lot for one person, I'm not sure how I'm going to make everything work, to okay, like let's strategize, let's work together, and having a lot of support. This could also with the Three of Pentacles be a message that somebody has come into invest in something that person B is working on. So there might really be like a career connection here, and I could see this also being if person B is trying to run or manage a business or get something like launched or off the ground. The Three of Pentacles to me would represent somebody coming in to help with that. So either investing money in the project or like investing time and energy to help them kind of manage everything. It's saying like, I like what you're doing, I see what you're trying to do here, and I want to help. So again, that's giving me kind of a positive sense that things are starting to get a little bit easier for person B. And honestly, they're getting a little bit easier for person A as well. Like things, going through a period that's not so easy, and then we're working it out. So I think that's a positive message there. And then we have one more card, which is advice from Spirit about this connection, which is, that's what I asked when I pulled this card for your pile. I honestly don't really remember what this card was supposed to represent for pile 1 and pile 2. I don't know if any of you do tarot readings for yourself, but something I have found is when I am filming, I'm very tapped in and connected with the messages that I'm giving, and as soon as I stop filming, everything just goes out of my head. I forget literally everything that I've said. So that's why, like, I'm not sure what it was in the other readings, but this for me, for this reading, for you guys, for pile 3, this is advice about this connection. It says, it's time to take action with the new moon in Aries. So for me, that's a pretty good, clear, direct message. I think this person's starting a new emotional cycle in their life. I think that, pile B's maybe, leaning on other people more than they might be that person who does try to do everything on their own all the time, doesn't necessarily like to ask for help, but they're kind of maybe learning how to do, like, it's okay to delegate things and ask for support if you need it. So I think both person A and person B are like, they're starting a new cycle, a new phase, shifting, transitioning energies. It's the new moon in Aries with it's time to take action as being advice about this connection. If this is somebody that you are no longer in contact with, maybe you haven't talked for a while, maybe maybe things ended badly between the two of you and you're just trying to kind of get an energy read on where this person is in their life, and if you felt like you want to reconnect with them, then this is a pretty clear message that it might be time to go for it. There's no guarantee. People have free will. If one or the other of you has recently shifted timelines or jumped onto a new timeline, it could be that things are still shifting and changing, and that there might be another shift or change that happens that means that how this person is likely to react if you reach out might also shift or change. So I want to say that, there's no guarantee that they will be open to it, but with this time to take action, as I was saying, even making any choice, taking any step forward, even if it doesn't have the outcome that you want, or it you know, something goes wrong, etc., like there's some sort of negative impact from it, that's still more information that you have gathered that can lead you to make the next decision. So, you know, instead of maybe feeling like you're like stuck in the status quo or having analysis paralysis, like sometimes, like literally making any choice is the thing to do, because it will give you more information about how to move forward. So that might be the message here with It's Time to Take Action. It could also be that if you would resonate as person A, maybe there's something related to this Ace of Cups that Spirit is asking you to do that might just be a little bit more like personal advice for you. And with, if you would resonate as person B in this connection, there might be a message to ask for help. If you feel like you're struggling a little bit or having trouble balancing everything, or, you know, if they're taking action towards like reaching out and you know, making your needs known, so that people who do want to help you can come towards you and offer some support, however that resonates for you. So I do want to say that I think both person A and person B, like if you, whichever energy you resonate as, I think that you're doing a great job. You're on the right path, you're on the right track, and you know, I hope that this reading has been helpful. I hope that you have enjoyed it. Again, I'm sorry about if it's a little bit different from piles 1 and 2. I'm sorry that I lost the footage for this pile, and this is not intentional. Hopefully it has been helpful, offered some clarity or insight or maybe closure for you, and thank you very much for watching. If you like my videos, you want to see more from me, you can feel free to subscribe. I also have a Patreon where I post different types of bonus content, and an Etsy store where I'm currently doing private readings. So if you're interested in those, links will be in the description. And thank you very much for watching pile 3, and I do hope to see you in my next video.